Here is something most people do not realize about AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT. They cannot actually see the internet. You can ask them a question and they answer based on what they were trained on, but they cannot open a website right now, read what is on it, and bring that information back to you in a clean, usable format. That gap between AI being smart and AI actually being able to interact with the live internet is exactly what a tool called Firecrawl solves. In this video, I am going to explain what Firecrawl actually is in plain language, walk through its core capabilities, and then go through several practical ideas for how creators and small business owners can use this kind of tool to build something useful around a specific niche. This is genuinely one of those tools where once you understand what it does, you start seeing opportunities everywhere. Subscribe for added vibes and drop a comment telling me where you are watching from. Let us get into it. Let us start with why this matters right now. Think about how AI tools have evolved over the past few years. The first wave was the chatbot era, tools like ChatGPT that answer questions based on what they already know. Useful, but limited to existing knowledge. Then came the assistant era, tools like coding assistants that help you work faster, but you are still the one driving every action. Now we are in the agent era. AI tools that can go out and do research, browse pages, and complete tasks with less direct supervision. But here is the catch. For an AI agent to actually do useful research or gather current information, it needs a way to read websites and turn what it finds into something it can actually process. That is the missing piece, and that is what Firecrawl provides. Here is the simplest way to understand what Firecrawl does. You give it a website address. It goes to that website, reads everything on the page, and gives you back clean, organized text and data that any AI model can immediately work with. No messy code, no broken formatting, just clean, readable content ready to feed into an AI for analysis, summarization, or further processing. Let me walk through the core things this kind of tool can do, because each one opens up a different use case. First, it can take a single web page and convert it into clean, readable text. Point it at one article or one product page and get back exactly the content, stripped of ads, navigation menus, and clutter. Second, it can work through an entire website automatically. Point it at a site's homepage and it can work through the linked pages, gathering content from across the whole site rather than just one page at a time. Third, it can map out all the pages on a website, giving you a structured list of every URL. This is useful for understanding the full structure of a site before deciding what to actually pull data from. Fourth, it can search and pull back full content related to a query, similar to how a search engine works, but returning the actual page content rather than just a list of links. Fifth, and this is where it gets genuinely interesting, you can describe what you are looking for in plain language and it will go find it. For example, you could describe wanting a list of specific types of businesses with their contact details, and it returns that as structured, organized data rather than you having to manually visit dozens of pages. Sixth, it can control a browser directly, meaning it can navigate through pages, click links, fill in forms, and handle the kind of multi-step browsing that a human would normally need to do manually. Now here is the bigger picture and why I think this category of tool is worth understanding even if you never write a line of code yourself. Think back to the early days of building anything online. If you wanted to run a website years ago, you needed to buy your own servers, manage your own infrastructure, and deal with constant technical headaches just to keep things running. Then cloud hosting came along and that entire problem became one simple service you pay for monthly. That shift is part of why so many online businesses became possible that simply were not feasible before. Tools like Firecrawl are doing something similar but for web data. Before tools like this existed, getting structured information from websites required custom code for every single site, constantly fixing things when websites changed their layout, and a lot of ongoing technical maintenance. Now it is closer to one simple request that handles all of that complexity behind the scenes. What that means practically is that ideas which used to require a technical team to build are now accessible to far more people, including creators and small business owners who understand a specific niche really well but are not developers themselves. So let us talk about what this actually looks like in practice. I want to walk through several examples of the kind of focused, niche-specific tools and services that become possible once you understand this category of tool exists. I want to be clear that these are illustrative examples of business models that exist in this space, not guarantees of any specific outcome. Building any of these into a real business takes work, testing, and finding actual customers who want what you are offering. Example 1. Price tracking for a specific niche. There are existing tools that monitor product prices across e-commerce sites and charge a monthly fee for that service, often aimed broadly at any online seller. A more focused version of this idea would be picking one specific category, something you genuinely understand, and building a simple tool that tracks prices and availability for that category specifically across a few key marketplaces, then offering that as a subscription to people who care specifically about that niche. Example 2. Niche-focused audits or reports. There are established tools that provide general website analysis covering search visibility, competitor comparisons, and so on, typically priced for broad audiences and requiring some expertise to interpret. A more focused version would be picking one specific type of local business, reading what their competitors are doing online, and packaging that comparison into a simple report that the business owner can understand without any technical background. Example 3. Curated alerts for a specific type of opportunity. General job boards and listing sites contain enormous amounts of information, most of which is irrelevant to any individual person. A more focused tool could monitor a specific set of sources relevant to one type of opportunity, filter for relevance, and deliver only the matches that genuinely fit, as a paid alert service for people who do not have time to search manually every day. Example 4. Research summaries for a specific audience. There are general research tools that summarize information broadly. A more focused version would be gathering information from multiple sources around one specific topic that a particular audience cares deeply about, and packaging that into a regular digest or report for that audience. Example 5. Review and feedback monitoring for a specific platform. Sellers on marketplaces often want to know what customers are saying about competing products in their category. A focused tool could monitor public reviews for products in one specific category, identify recurring themes or complaints, and summarize that into something a seller could act on. The common thread across all of these examples is the same. Take something that exists as a broad, general-purpose, often expensive tool, and build a much smaller, much more focused version for one specific group of people who have a specific need. The technical complexity that used to make this hard is significantly reduced when the underlying data gathering is handled by a tool like this. Here is a simple framework for thinking through whether an idea like this is worth pursuing. First, identify a specific group of people and ask what information they would genuinely find valuable enough to pay for regularly. Second, think through what publicly available sources would contain that information. Third, think about how you would package that information in a way that is easy to understand, whether that is a simple report, a spreadsheet, or a regular email update. Fourth, think about who would actually pay for this and how you would reach them. That last step, finding people who would actually pay, is the part that takes the most genuine effort and is the part most people skip when they get excited about a new tool. The technology making data gathering easier does not remove the need to find real customers with a real problem. If you are someone who already runs a content site or has an audience in a specific niche, you are actually in a strong position here because you already understand what that audience cares about and you may already have a way to reach them. The technical barrier to building something useful for that audience has come down significantly. For creators and bloggers specifically, even outside of building a separate tool or service, this category of technology is useful for your own content workflow. Gathering information from multiple sources on a topic, pulling together current information for a piece of content, or researching what competitors in your niche are covering, all of these research tasks become faster when the data gathering step is handled cleanly. Let me bring this together. AI models are powerful but limited by what they were trained on and cannot independently browse the internet. Tools in this category solve that by turning any website into clean, structured data that AI can use. The practical opportunity for creators and small business owners is in taking broad existing tools and building much more focused, niche-specific versions for audiences who are underserved by the general-purpose options. And the genuine work in any of this is not the technology, It is identifying a real audience with a real need and figuring out how to reach them. If this gave you a useful way to think about a category of tool you may not have understood before, hit the like button. Subscribe to Padded Vibes for more breakdowns of tools and trends shaping how content creators and small businesses can use AI. Drop a comment below telling me where you are watching from and what niche you would explore if you were building something like this. See you in the next one.